Champs Sunday is here for the CDL 2022 season, capping off everything for the better part of the last year. But while the matches this weekend have been awesome and it's been a solid start to the grand finals so far, of course, we're talking Modern Warfare 2 in this video because after match 2 of the grand finals, well, we got some really important things to go over for Modern Warfare 2. We're breaking it all down here in this video, so drop your thoughts below. Are you looking forward to the multiplayer reveal, the beta to come nearly immediately after, and what do you think of the map tease for the map of Grand Prix in Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer? Anyways, drop your thoughts below, but if you enjoyed the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, do be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay there with all things Modern Warfare 2. We're gearing up for reveals and launch coming up in just a bit of time, so make sure you're here for all of the information, updates, and things that you need to know about as they happen. And finally, make sure to check out Gamer Advantage for the last chance of that 20% off discount with code ESPRESSO for Champs Weekend, and for that Champs promo, well, we got paired with the LA Thieves, so with them in the grand finals today, make sure you get an order in quick because if they win Champs, everyone who used code ESPRESSO will get an additional $50 gift card added to their order. Not bad odds on that right now. But that said, a link in the description below, but let's talk about what went down for Modern Warfare 2. So firstly, let's talk about the reveal, how it all happened, and of course, the reveal upcoming. After match 2 here of the CDL Grand Finals, we ended up seeing Maven bring out Stephanie Snowden of Infinity Ward, and they talked a little bit about what's upcoming. So for this, they debuted Call of Duty Next. This being something that's described as a sort of franchise reveal, not necessarily just Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. And with that, we ended up getting confirmation that we'll learn about Warzone 2, Warzone Mobile, as well as Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer, which is incredible. I'm really excited to see here what comes out of this, just how much is detailed. I'm expecting a lot, especially given that it is more than just Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. I'm really excited to see what they do with Warzone 2. I kind of expect at that point we'll end up seeing that that's when we get the reveal for the launch date of Warzone 2, whether that's in Season 1 of Modern Warfare 2, whether it's before or after that, we'll have to wait and see. But seeing gameplay for all of that, for Modern Warfare 2 MP, Warzone 2, Warzone Mobile, I am really looking forward to that. Now, they stated this will end up showcasing gameplay from streamers and content creators, but I mean, for everyone else, when can they actually end up jumping into the game, getting their first hands-on experience with Modern Warfare 2? Thankfully, what is nice here and continuing the trend from last year with Vanguard, where we ended up seeing just 3 days after the multiplayer reveal, we had the beta. Instead, it's now a quicker turnaround. 24 hours later, maybe even less than, players will be able to jump into the beta for Modern Warfare 2 starting on September 16th. Now, this looks to be a little bit different than what we've seen beforehand, with this extending a little bit further into the week as opposed to just the weekends here that we see with prior betas as well, usually just being like Thursday or Friday to Sunday, maybe Monday here at that point, but instead now we end up having weekend 1 starting on the 16th and then going until the 20th, so that Tuesday, and then you have an off day of the 21st, and then the 22nd is when the Xbox, PC, and then of course also PlayStation players get access to it once again for weekend 2. So about a 24-hour window there. Honestly, I would not be surprised if that window of 24 hours is just entirely removed at that point. I kind of think that they might open that up for the second weekend a little earlier, based off of historically, they normally open the betas up about 24 hours early at some point, whether that be weekend 1 or weekend 2. It's really all up in the air, but again, why would you take it off for 1 day? Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Maybe that's an inaccurate prediction, but then we end up seeing, of course, that second weekend being open to all players, but each of these weekends also having that early access via pre-order, but then eventually opening up to all players on each platform. Now this, of course, I'm really looking forward to, very much so excited to end up seeing the first real impressions of gameplay here, and of course, the first public debut of that gameplay. People have gotten to play CDL Pros, some content creators and press that went out in June to LA to Infinity Ward Studio for a briefing here, but this will show off to the entire world what we have on offer. Now, talking about what's on offer for the beta, right now there is no specific details on how many weapons, what ranks, or anything like that. That'll come closer to the beta itself, but for right now, we do actually know about one particular map that will be coming, because alongside this sort of conversation that Stephanie Snowden had with Nameless as well as Maven, she ended up talking about how, well, they have another teaser to hopefully tide people over, or at least get you intrigued more to want to follow go along as they roll out more information here, they ended up showcasing one of the maps, Marina Bay Grand Prix, a 6v6 map located around what is an F1 racing circuit. So this, as we mentioned, is that one thing that we do know of in the beta currently for Modern Warfare 2. This will be one of the maps available in the multiplayer open beta starting on the 16th, but outside of that, again, we don't know a whole ton. Now, I will say that having seen this fly through now, it does look pretty cool. I know it's a night map, you can't really gauge too much on the colors or the aesthetic all that much, but it is something that kind of reminds me in terms of at least aesthetic, things like Cheshire Park. At least a little bit more color, even though it is a little bit darker out. One cool thing though that was expanded upon here is that you might want to be careful when you get closer to the actual racetrack itself. I don't know if that'll be something that's like out of bounds, but it seems like there may be some sort of hazard there with it. The way the map is sort of situated, I kind of think that it will be an out of bounds zone, but if you end up standing out there, of course, you have like normally 3 to 5 seconds before you end up dying. I bet you can end up getting hit during that time. So it's not directly in the field of play, but it is something that is there that you can still have an interesting little death to if you want to. So that's what Call of Duty Next is. That's when the beta is, and that is our first look at some portion of multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2. Now, of course, yes, it's not any weaponry, it's not any gameplay, it's just a map fly through, but that's 3 big things here that were teased on stream. But one additional thing that was not teased on stream, but instead was teased kind of hidden in massive paragraphs detailing everything here as we are, but over on the Call of Duty blog, there's an interesting little piece that is the first time we'll see this happen in any sort of beta. Listed, in addition to a variety of in-game rewards, players who pre-ordered the Vault Edition of Modern Warfare 2 will be able to utilize the following rewards during the beta. All 4 of the Red Team 141 operators, Ghost, Farah, Price, and Soap, each wearing a special masked outfit, and the FJX Cinder weapon vault. So that is the first time we'll see customization in a beta actually usable in a beta, not just earned from playing during the beta, in Call of Duty history, if I'm not mistaken. That is actually pretty cool and gives a little bit more weight, again, to those that did pre-order that version. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but if you end up having that as a pre-order, you end up getting a few extra goodies here during the beta, not just necessarily after. Now, for a refresher, those 4 operators, of course, just come along with unique operator skins, and then the FJX Cinder weapon vault. The weapon vaults are going to be something that it seems like is a higher tier of weapon blueprints. Blueprints still, unfortunately, remaining the same, where if you change an attachment and there's some cosmetics associated with said attachment, it'll then remove that cosmetic from the blueprint overall. But the weapon vaults is something where each individual attachment has at least a very similar design, if not the identical design, to every other attachment. So you keep that same cosmetic theme no matter what attachment you end up running. So that's something that'll actually be really cool here, I think, to see in the beta initially, and then to see where we go from there with launch and beyond. But that said, that is everything we learned here out of this announcement for Modern Warfare 2 out of the COD Champs stream today. So I think that's kind of where we're going to wrap it up. A little bit longer of a wait still here until we see everything debuted, unfortunately, but I mean, we end up getting more than maybe what we initially anticipated with Warzone 2 and Warzone Mobile, on top of all the multiplayer that we have for Modern Warfare 2. But also, the way that I look at it, even though it is still a ways away, I'd much rather know when and how long I'm waiting for something rather than just kind of hoping that something is dropped and waiting indefinitely. But maybe that's just me. Anyways, before we go, a final reminder, check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage and pick up some glasses while you still have the chance to get that 20% off your entire order. That doesn't come around often, and with the grand finals match of FaZe versus the LA Thieves, again, we're tied in that competition and promo to the LA Thieves with Code Espresso. So if you pick anything up with Code Espresso and the Thieves win COD Champs, you get a free $50 gift card. So not half bad odds when they're guaranteed top 2. So check that all out, links in the description below, but for right now, that is what we're gonna call it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Liking what you saw so far? Are you hoping for a little bit more? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 2. We're gonna keep you up to date with absolutely any and everything you need to know in regards to all of it. So if you're interested in joining the community, I'd love to have you. But that said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.